He's still the basis of men.
Yeah.
We always got to remember that it's just the Lord's cleaned him up and exalted him above everyone, so to speak. So cool, but morally and spiritually, he's a
base.
Really, they're base people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter they got suits and ties, or they talk with all this proper English, which goes back to us anyway.
Like, on that, because that's what was it with Ahasuerus in the book of Esther, right? And it was the fact that for them their word was so important. The whole thing with the writing of the decree that the temple could be rebuilt, and then when it was seen, it was said, it now must be done. You can't get that with Esau.
No.
Even just a thing of like.
No, you're right.
And that's
in captivity.
Man's word.
And that's in captivity.
Yeah, and that was Jacob was in captivity at that time. But with those other heathens, it was a thing of what we said it now must be done. Right? If a man hasn't got even just his word, it's like.
Well, that's the total opposite with Esau.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You sign with Esau, he says one thing but means something else.
Exactly.
He always kills you in the end. Hey, I got a precept, right? Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work, that's what he does in the end. How many treaties did he sign with our people? Millions, thousands, broke all of them. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do an evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Lord, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the Lord.
Precept.
Yeah. So that's self-explanatory, man. They're going to be judged in the end. So this Babylon systematic, wickedness that's going on is piling up to just be crumbled.
In 1 hour.
You know? And it's funny because even apostles used to say, apostles mention this. If America was so good, when the sea thing was happening, why didn't Trump tell America to pray and all that? Remember that was being said a lot. So it's true. If you were so righteous and loved the Bible, why didn't you bring the country together in prayer to help to say, God, please don't destroy us?
Well,
it ain't about that, man. Yeah. Sorry.
So like I was going to say, it was the fact that it wasn't, because obviously we understand it's a demonic ass nation, but it wasn't rather a godless nation, you put it like that way, right? It wasn't even a thing of like Trump was like to my fellow Christians. Yeah. It wasn't even an out there to my my fellow Christians.
Yeah, but
or anything.
The funny thing is, the white people, right? Aren't they meant to be like the defenders of Christianity in this world? That's Christianity. When people think of Christianity, they're straight away thinking of white people, bro. Even though our people are all into that shit, black churches and all that. But really, the black church Christianity is to appease the whitey. Really, that's all it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but the proof of that is when they come up to the camp. Who's the first person they ask for?
Whitey.
Whitey, man. So Psalms 50 and 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence.
Esau, shall I say? Because white is just a colour.
Exactly.
Black and white are colours. Esau, they ask for but we gotta say things the corporate people can understand, the world understands. Yeah. Go ahead, Dad.
Psalms 50 and 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. Right? So, just land backing off of what the brother just read there in Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, right? Esau thinks the Most High is just with it, right? That the Most High is just seeing whatever's going on, and he's like, okay, cool, the Lord didn't do anything about it, so I'm going to carry on. But the Lord's like, look, I'm just keeping silence. What does it say in Nahum 1 and 3? Right, that the Lord is slow to anger. Right?
Great in wrath.
And great in wrath. And the Lord is about to unleash that wrath, man. I remember Apostle Ryan Blob said something a while back, man. He was like, look, man, we may be angry, but we ain't anywhere near as angry as the Most High, man. Because we only see what we've experienced in this life. Yeah, we see the pictures and stuff like that, and, it evokes emotion, right? But the Most High, he witnessed all of it, man.
And we're fucked up. You know, it's funny because sometimes the spirit can hit you where you're like, you might be angry about something, like the spirit's hot on you. You know, like you're thinking about Esau being brought down, and then guess what? The next few days, you always think about the end of the world, but life hits you just through.
and wear out the saints.
Yeah, you're worn out. Even though you're thinking like that still, you just don't have no might. You know what I'm trying to say? Because you know, like the spirit, you might even be teaching. Let's say you go teaching, your fire's on you, man.
Yeah.
You know, but then when you're chilling late after you've eaten, like you're still thinking about the same things, but you're just fucked. Your body's caked. So that proves you what can these mere mortal bodies can't do nothing. Like, you know, where we at? We okay?
Yeah, we good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We ain't gonna make this long anyway, but go on, right? But you know what I mean? The mere mortal body.
Yeah, the flesh.
Yeah, man.
But so like I was gonna say, but that's one of the things that Esau has done, which ultimately what we can never forget. It ain't Esau that's done; it's the Most High. It's part of our punishment, right? I'll bear the indignation of the Lord, for I've sinned against him, right? But that's why now we can't even have certain stress reliefs, right? What's the best stress relief? Having a woman that's in order, right? Because you may have a woman, but which even the woman, let's say you go back to the 50s, 60s, they weren't necessarily in order, but when they became out of order, you could still what did Sean Connery say?
When he grew up in that era. And guess what? No other men are gonna get involved, or the government ain't gonna get involved.
Exactly. They're gonna be like, acting up again. Yeah, just had to give her a little, Right, but Esau knew that. Esau understands, right, that is a way a man can get himself relief. Right, so we're now
destroy that.
Now we're in a situation where you either don't have it, or if you have it, it's hell.
And the situation of the world today, even regarding that, is the men and women, even men and women in relationships, don't get along.
Exactly.
There's a battle between the men and women in today's society.
Yeah. And Esau did that. And Esau's engineering that right as we speak. Yeah. It's like I didn't mean to.
No, you're right. You're right.
But it's like when you watch, whether it's your a Fresh and Fit, or whether it's one of the feminist bitches.
Even the great the late
Kevin Samuels.
The late Kevin Samuels,
Yeah.
He was talking about that.
Yeah.
And he harped on mainly on the between women, but he harped on between black women and black men.
Yeah.
And he got on the black woman's behavior in this world. Yeah. And it's true.
Yeah. But then also
towards her man and all that.
Exactly.
He started really opening up the floodgates of what's going on.
Yeah.
So which we've been doing that through, which are not per se us, but our apostles and elders, and we think the same way.
That spirit of
the order, the respect thing. Yeah. But guess what? Kevin Samuels now, he was bringing that out too. So even now, a lot of black men are fed up with Eve.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going abroad. They're getting white girls. They're going to foreign land. They're gonna, because obviously foreign lands you can get like Latin, Brazilian girls in a bit more order. Black women from other countries that are in more order with you, or you get it, or they can get you one of the women of the tribes and all that.
Yeah.
So they're doing that.
Yeah.
They're fed up with Americanisms. Yeah. People are getting fed up with Americanisms.
Because that is the problem, man. Because that is that serpent's juice. Right, we read earlier on Habakkuk the second.
Is that the word? Americanism, isn't it?
Yeah, Americanism, Americanization, all of that.
People are getting fed up with that shit, man. Yeah.
As we read earlier on, it's this man, all of that stuff. It's that wine, right? It's that wickedness, man. Okay, that was on that one.
That was it. I didn't have anything holding. Did you have?
What did you call from Revelation 20?
But if you got something else, you can.
No, I wasn't holding anything.
Okay, go ahead. Lad.
What was it in Revelation 20?
Revelation 20, the serpent, Esau being revived to spread his lies. Remember?
Oh,
for a little season.
Yeah.
We won't go through it into all. We'll just read that part. When it says
the serpent, the little season.
That's right. To spread his lies, basically.
Yeah.
You have to go through the whole thing. It's all right. That's all right.
I think it is Revelation 20 and 3. It says, and cast them into the bottomless pit.
Which is Europe.
Yep. It says, and shut them up.
Yeah, because that's the times when they weren't ruled. Esau weren't ruling, basically. You had two Roman empires. You had the pagan Roman Empire, which was Esau ruling, and then you had the Holy Roman Empire coming, which was our people ruling. And for that time period, Esau was getting knocked off of the seats of rulership.
Yeah.
And you kind of got to dig into the history, because you see when it was changing, because the Jake emperors that were coming in, laws were changing, which was more things Jake would do.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? The Colosseum's closed. I think even like sexual acts between the same sex, because that was free in Rome later on, the pagan Roman Empire, but that was changing.
Yeah.
Things were like starting to get more in
order,
a bit more order, basically. Even though it was still wicked.
Still wicked, yeah.
But it weren't Esau getting in the seat was changing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's sort of like when you look at certain of these, you know, so-called African countries, yeah, they've got Americanisms in their laws, but then certain things don't run. They just don't run. Yeah, you get certain countries where it's technically illegal to, you know, to murk a happy person.
Yeah.
But no one's gonna stop you. Exactly.
But some of them so-called lands in the land of Ham, they'll put tires over them and burn them publicly. They'll still publicly execute people, women and all that.
Yeah.
And they still like punish adulterers and shit like that. They will do and you know what they're gonna do? They might even do some wild off shit. But it's like they'll punish people there.
Yeah.
And that's why even the West, America's been going to these lands, been going to like the land of Africa, you know, and pushing their poison. You know, they've been saying that recently. Like a lot of them people over there, they're gonna still get the mark of the beast.
Yeah. Whoa, they all got the juice.
They all got all of that. You know, they're still under the same.
Yeah. Because what the Lord is about to bring to this earth, right? It's gonna the mark is gonna seem like the only way out, right?
For
if
everyone.
you haven't got the eye salve, right? Which you know, broke down by Shem Yashar, we've got the eye salve, so we know that this isn't the only way out, right? Yahweh Shem Yashar, that's the way out of this situation, right? And faith in them, right? But this is why it says in Matthew 24 and 14, right? That this truth shall be preached to all the four winds of the earth, and then shall the end come. Because then no one has an excuse at that point, right? Here it is. You've got Elon Musk with his Starlink, right? Now, but you can be in the most remote of places, right? Which is basically covered. It's covered most of the world now. There's still certain places where you don't have any, right? But any access to the Starlink satellites, whatever. But basically, you're now in a position whereby you can be in the most remote part of the world and have internet access, right? So basically what's that going into? That's going into the fact that no one has an excuse anymore, right? So when this terrible time comes, right, it's going to be forced upon the whole world, man, right? And then those that haven't heeded the warning, those that saw the prophets and then scoffed, what is it? That's in Proverbs, right? I stretched out my hand and you refused, right? Therefore what? I will laugh at your calamity. Yeah, why not?
Where is it? What is it?
Proverbs 1, 20-something.
Yeah. It's lucky, man. You know, you just think about things, just life, it's fucking, this place is a mess, brother. You know what I mean? Proverbs, it is like, Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity?
Which, you know, when we're looking at Jake, man, it's like, yo, man, how long you going, you know, love this simple shit, man? Which I believe, I forget in the Hebrew, I think that goes into like slow of mind or something like that. Or I'll look it up if you can continue.
Yeah. It says, how long, ye simple ones, will you love? It's a lucky. It says, how long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning? And
foolish, yeah.
You want to speak on?
Oh, so no, so yeah, foolish. That word simple means like slow of mind, simple.
Can't, yeah. It says, and the fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. It says, I will make known my words unto you.
Right, so you know, starting off with the apostle and down, that's what's been happening throughout the world, right? The Lord's words are being made known, right? And the scriptures talk about making it plain upon tables, right? You know, when we ain't like vocab. There's one thing that really irritates me about an individual like vocab, because his thing is, oh, I want you to learn. But now I'm going to use these $1 million words that none of you understand, right? It's like, no, when you hear this truth, right, from the true teachers, right, it's broken down simple. It's broken down in words that anyone can understand, man, right?
Yep. So it says, behold, I have called and ye refused. Yeah, it's simple. and it's true. You know, it's
Yeah.
funny because when you hear the word and you understand it, it's blatant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not complicated.
It's not exactly.
It's really not, bro. When the Lord works with your mind, it's not complicated. But people think the truth, outside people that want to find truth, they think it's got to be some complicated,
Yeah.
a floating dove.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With a bald Buddha that talks to them, or you know, I don't know. You know, I'm joking. You know what I'm saying? Some random shit, a face comes in the sky. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you have the truth, basically?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
So it says, but ye have set at naught all my counsel. I would none of my reproof. I also would laugh.
So that's it. So all of the counsel, all of the reproof, right? People like to get offended. Oh, don't speak to me like that, or don't speak to that person like that. If you want to get them in, no. Look, man, we've all been cursed out, man. Right, and that's just the the nature of this thing we're in, right? Because this
That's it.
in this thing of ours, we're gonna have highs, but we're also gonna have lows, because in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, speaks about, if you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, man. So if it's all happy and joyous from day one, whatever, what have you, right? It's just gonna be a thing of like, when that temptation comes, when those hells come, you're gonna be like, oh, I wasn't expecting this.
You expect it all.
Expect it all, man.
Yeah. But how are we gonna be rulers if you can't even, take getting got on between each other?
Exactly.
That's on a low level.
Exactly.
I'm not like it's not a low level. A brother, Spirit of the Lord jumping on someone to get on you about things. You eat it, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That helps you grow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
We're supposed to grow to get more thick-skinned.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know on that point you mentioned.
Yeah.
Even I think about it for myself. You got to get more thick-skinned, bro. Worse things are gonna happen.
Exactly.
There's gonna be tests that are coming for us, bro.
Yeah.
It's already happening with brothers.
Yeah.
We're actually seeing tests with brothers that it's a test for us, what they're going through.
That's
Anyway, I got some more on this. We'll
just read the last.
we'll close up on.
Yeah. It's the same verse.
Same. Okay, I'll read it. We'll close up.
Looking at that word.
No worries. We'll close. Okay. So it says, "But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and I would none of my reproof.
Just got this, actually.
I also will laugh at your calamity, and I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear, you need to read them.
Yeah. Quick, yeah.
It says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. Yeah. When distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
That's it, right? So when here it is. So the Lord is going to be laughing how through His prophets, right? And we to some extent we do that already. We see certain shit, we're like, oh man, oh shit. We laugh and have no which, because we understand why these people are getting the judgment that they're getting, right? But in that time when calamity's hitting these jakes, that's at that point that they're gonna start. What was that name again? But it's like, look, man, you had the chance.
Yeah.
Right? Seek ye the Lord while He may be found.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just gonna grab this real quick.
Yeah, go on.
2nd Ezra 8:55 to 58 says, and therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. Right? For when they had taken liberty, like we just read, stretched out my arm, this, whatever.
They took liberties, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to hear that now. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I know it, but I'll get to it.
Yeah. I hear that, fam. Fam. Whenever you hear Jake say, I hear that means you ain't seen that Jake again.
You know what the funny thing is? People think that when you're in the, because we're in the truth, people will think that, it's like you got to be all rigid and all that. That's how people look at it. Like, nah, no, but you know what? We can still drink, we chill, you know what I'm saying? But we just have a lifestyle we live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We live a basic, plain kind of lifestyle. See, these people, why they wouldn't. Obviously, the Lord ain't opening their mind to get into it. 2/3 in particular, because they still want to do the orgies, the adultery, the shit that's really off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Shit that's really off.
Yeah.
Like they want to do it.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Esau's
Bang other men's women and that type of spirit. Snort, sniff.
All of that, yeah. Esau's made it seem like that's the way, that's the epitome of life. But we understand, like you're talking about the women and all of that. So we understand in the kingdom we're gonna have all
we know,
women,
we see the
in righteousness.
But no, the thing is, the Lord you can still deal with women now.
Yeah, exactly. But I was just talking about the point because they just want to have
all the lewdness,
all the sex that they but because it's the truth, man. I remember one of the
all the lewdness look like.
One of the Arkin pointed it out to me years ago. It was like, man, a lot of these guys that you see that are banging bare girls, they're actually committing a lot of adultery. Knowingly.
Yeah.
Right, they're committing hella adultery, man.
Yeah.
Right, these guys that you see that are just smashing chicks. Because what's one of the first things we've all experienced it. The chick comes across, you think she's hella on it. It's like, hey, you're single, right? Nah, kinda. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah, but that's now when you gotta play the game to because if you start doing the serpent game, you can get in there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But when you're blunt, it's like,
But the guys that in this world that are getting all that ass, they're not even asking that question at all.
No.
Because they're about that life, man. Yeah. Right? But in this truth, it teaches you about boundaries. Right? It teaches you about discipline.
Well, if you do it, you're gonna. We have the conscious that, hey, the Lord knows He's seen that, and I'm probably gonna die, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think like that. Whenever you go off, especially if you do. We're not doing nothing extreme.
Yeah.
But if you do something extreme, it's like, shit, the Lord, I'm gonna die. You get that spirit of, I'm gonna, Lord,
it's something.
You don't want that, man.
Yeah, it's something. Every now and then, to be honest, Satan will try to jump on my mind, have a thought, and I'm just always like, look, the Lord will kill you.
You rebuke it.
You rebuke it, and you remember that the Lord will kill you.
The name of Yahweh B'Shem
Yahshua, because this is a mental battle, right? This is a mental battle, but it's that understanding that, look, man, the Lord will kill you, right? The Lord will actually just straight out X you out. But let me finish this, right? So for when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of His law, and forsook His ways. So they see the way we are, right? This, and a lot of the time they don't really even know what we're about. Like you're saying, they think we're hella. Because I had, one of my family members, was chatting to me and they said, yeah, but this, that, and the other, and I was like, but I don't believe that. What? See, they already got these ideas.
What do they call it? Pre-misconceptions.
Yeah, exactly. These misconceptions, right? And then he's like, and then immediately they're like, right, okay, so
I never knew that.
Exactly. And then now they're intrigued, right? But for some people, they're going to be intrigued to salvation. For some people, they're going to be intrigued but still die.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It says, moreover, they have trodden down as righteous, and this is the point that I wanted, right? Verse 58, and said in their heart that there is no God, yea, and that knowing they must die. And that's it, man. You're going to have a load of our people that are just going to die, man. Right? And that's why the whole thing with the CV was a good trial run. Right? Because we got to see, a trial run of how things are going to be in that day, man. Right? So I don't know if you had anything else.
I don't have nothing else,
But
yeah, we just thought we'd turn the camera on, man. Go on, that. Yeah, you close it up. We'll turn the camera on, Kurt. Just bring some scriptures out, man.
That's it, So as always, Lord's what I was there to find. Go and close up. Go and give all praise to
Yahweh, B'Shem, Yahushai, B'Shem, Rakak, Kodash.
It's Lucky Double Honest, the Apostle of Great Millstone. And also you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.